Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading for November 24th to the 30th. We're just doing the rest of the month. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We are going to jump right in. Leo, we're at the home stretch from a month. I'm sure we can all agree has been at times warm and fuzzy, yeah, but also very intense and complex and confusing, secrets being divulged, all of that. And yeah, you too. You were, in maybe some situations where you heard some things, maybe you said some things, whether circumstantial, with friends, maybe it was someone in the workplace or your lover, right? Like Mr. and Miss Smith, someone just holding some things back. You learned some new things, okay, this month. It was Scorpio season, right? We had a stellium in Scorpio. But anyway, if you saw my last live stream, which I will leave at the end of this video, then you know what I'm about to say, okay? You may have felt revved up, right? Ready to go, just to be emotionally exhausted the past few weeks, because you know what you did? You learned some things are just out of your hands, right? Forces working beyond your control. Like half the planets in our solar system retrograde, including Mercury. And they're all saying, slow down, go within. But you can't say that to the sun or Mars, the warrior god, right? They're blazing through fiery Sagittarius. You can't say that to a Leo either. So what did you do? You probably did some shadow work, right? The past few weeks, spiritual work, breath work. I hope you did. It was retrograde. I told you had to go within, right? You had some blasts from the past, moments like that. You're going to have a couple more, okay? This week is all about deja vu and the divine and your destiny. But the good news is you're also going to feel some momentum now. You're going to feel movement right off the bat. So I hope you like Mondays. November 24th is a loaded day. It's a fated day. Yes, it is. And there's more. But you see Mercury will conjunct Venus and Scorpio. Yeah, that's happening. But what else is happening? Remember Sunday? You had the Sun sextile Pluto. Wow. That's still strong. It's just a degree apart. So you're feeling that as well. And when I say you're feeling that, holy moly, you are feeling that. You got the Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house of joy and pleasure and family and children and true love, soulmate energy. And sex. It's the 5th house, procreation, recreation as well, hobbies. But then you also got Pluto in your 7th of love and marriage. Y'all are feeling this, okay? Relationships. If you're not here for love, your business partner, for your cookie company, whatever it is, contracts. You're feeling all that, okay? Maybe there was something with a boss or a VIP, just someone who has power. Maybe it was you. You're feeling that because Mercury will conjunct Venus as well in Scorpio. So while you're feeling all that energy, you're also feeling more energy like a former lover coming back. Your mind may drift to that. Or maybe something with your children, okay? Because Scorpio rules your 4th house of home and family. And they may actually like literally pop back into your life. Or even, again, something that may have to be, circumstantial, an event that has to do with money or intimacy, that Scorpio energy. Remember, Mercury is retrograde. So you're still also reassessing and likely going to renegotiate something around this time. Or you're thinking about it. This is your 4th house. You buying a house? That's your 4th house. Are you selling a home? Are you looking to move? There's something here. You're thinking about it, okay? Mercury is the mind. Venus is the heart, all right? So you're connecting the two now for your passions. Remember, the mind, it doesn't mean anything without the heart. You're Leo. You're all about the heart. You know this, all right? So on this day, you could also have deep conversations. You could have emotional conversations or even thoughts. Remember, that detective energy is still here. This conjunction is happening in Scorpio, so you may still be doing some shadow work as well, but there's a lot of emphasis and focus on relationships, money, and home for you. Yeah? Great. I'm glad that we had that chat. And remember that mind heart coherence, that's energy. That's energy and motion. Ride that wave. It's constant. It's infinite. Just like your destiny, which you're going to feel something on this day. Yeah. You're getting a friendly visit from Mars. He's going to bend the notes of fate. That's his way of saying hi. Listen, you got the North Node in Pisces. You have the South Node in Virgo. Okay. Leo, this is a really, really big money week for you. I'm just going to put it out there. So you got Mars in Sagittarius in your 5th house, squaring the North Node in Pisces, your 8th house, okay? South Node in Virgo, your 2nd house. So those are the 2 money houses of the zodiac wheel. And so you're going to feel this. There may be something here where, first, it really is with Mars in Sagittarius, there may be something testing your sense of freedom and your ideals, and maybe even health matters. That is that Virgo Pisces axis that I talked about like way back in your annual forecast. So it can be emotional health. It can be physical health. I mean, this is all types of health, but it is significant because Mars is full throttle now. He's long hair, don't care. Okay. This can be burnout energy too. So just be flexible on this day. Be willing to adapt. It's a lot of mutable energy. Yeah. And when I say there's something happening here, yeah, it's in your money houses. But if you're not here for money, it could be your feelings about money, your values, what money means to you, your relationship with money or investments. Huge thing for you right now. And you're going to feel a lot more of it. A big time. Okay. Investing. Actual investments, maybe like loans, taxes, inheritance, investments, all of that's in the picture here. Material possessions. There could be something you're letting go, right? That toaster that you love, you've had for 13 years. Maybe it's time to get a new one. But that's the South Node in Virgo in your 2nd house. Possessions, material possessions. Now, here's the other thing. Mars is in a very philosophical vision quest, wisdom, adventure seeking sign. Sagittarius. Okay. So he's basically like a Burning Man, right? And he's high on life purpose. So there is something here with Mars and Sagittarius squaring the nodes of fate. There's something here destined to open your mind. Remember, this energy is very like broadening your horizons. Yep. So you're definitely going to see or experience something this day around this time, and you were meant to. Okay. And it's Mars and he's squaring the node. So maybe it could be the hard way. Mars is assertive. He's driven. He's combative. He's in a man bun, in a square that's asking you to see the big picture. So keep that in mind. This is the North Node in your 8th house. Remember, that is Scorpio's home. So you do have this overlap of that intensity here, Leo. All right. 8th house is transformation. It's death and rebirth. There's this new you that Mars wants to see. Even a new way of seeing things. And it could also be letting go of a habit or a pattern. Yeah. That Virgo energy, the South Node in Virgo, that perfectionist energy, paying attention to details, being self-critical. We're letting that go. Okay. And the irony is I'm about to tell you to pay attention to details this day. Conversations that you have, maybe even arguments, actions that you choose to take. Remember, we have the power to choose, and actions have consequences. So remember, you're on a karmic journey. You're creating your reality. So if this is a fated moment, you've got to be awake to see those little winks from the universe, to not only understand what's destined here for you, but to accept it too. It's part of your evolution. Remember, what you seek is seeking you. Thank you, Rumi. You see Jupiter square Chiron and Eris as well. That's been happening all month, but this is at 24 degrees down to the minute. So it's perfected. What does this mean? There can be salts on some wounds again. Okay? And this is what makes it really interesting for you. Because Chiron and Eris, Mars' sister, the goddess warrior, right? They're in your ninth house, and that is Sagittarius's home. And so you've got a lot of overlap here. And when I say salt on the wounds again, everybody has. We've all had Jupiter square Chiron all month, right? We've been dealing with wounds. We've been dealing with past wounds. Yours is mostly spiritual. It's your ninth house. It's your belief system. It's how you see things. It's self-belief. It is inner wisdom. Now, here's another deja vu moment for you, okay? Because Jupiter was at this degree the end of October, this like third, fourth week, okay? And then remember, he went retrograde just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, meaning he's going back over those same degrees. What happened for you the second half of October? He's kicking up those past wounds again. And he's asking you, are you prepared to face these wounds, right? So again, something definitely a little bit more spiritual for you. Your philosophies, but there can be something here with publishing, broadcasting. There can be something here with travel and education as well. There could be something here with the courts, with law. Okay, it is the ninth house, and you're still feeling that Pluto sextile really strongly. And the seventh house is like partnerships and, like I said earlier, but paperwork. All right. Agreements and contracts. So don't forget, Jupiter's exalted in Cancer. He brings you this high degree of protection and self-belief. In ancient astrology, he was the healer. So you do have a shield, yeah, when it comes to matters of confidence and leadership and healing those wounds, right? Now, if you are a cross-watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for your secret crush, Chris Hemsworth, who's a Leo, right? I'm trying to think of a Leo. Anyway, or your husband or your daughter, whoever. Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. The word, y'all are going to feel the Mars and the nodes the most, okay? If you have any planets 13 to 15 degrees in any of those signs in your chart, you're really going to feel it. But you see what's happening here. All the modalities are activated. Everyone's going to feel this day strongly, okay? And yes, one more thing. The moon will be in Capricorn, opposite Jupiter in Cancer, and squaring, Chiron in Aries, but also sextile Venus conjunct Mercury in Scorpio. We'll talk about this in the second spread, but there really may be something here with work, okay? Or health. Pay attention to your health around this time, okay? Mars is physicality, all right? And colleagues, employees, all of that. Now, Tuesday, November 25th. Oh, yeah, never mind. That's not on the whiteboard. But the moon will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, sextile Ceres in Aries, yeah, and the sun in Sagittarius. So you have a mini grand trine this day. We'll talk about it in the second spread. But this is kind of a big deal. All right. Again, more partnership stuff, more contract stuff for y'all. Wednesday, November 26th, Venus is going to trine Jupiter and Saturn, right? Remember, Jupiter's trine Saturn. So there you go. You got another grand water trine. This is amazing. This is your millionth one. It feels like it. But this is different. You have the two benefics. You have Venus and Jupiter here. This is the perfect golden triangle. This is really nice. All the inner planets, by the way, the sun, moon, Mercury, Mars, you've had the grand water trine with all of them. All right? They've all aligned auspiciously with Jupiter and Saturn, and now Venus. Okay? So you're going to continue to see a lot of activity here. Wow. I mean, just looking at what's going on for you, there's so much stuff with home and family, parents, children, grandparents, ancestry, roots, like literal home. Like some of y'all are really, really, really moving. Okay? Or moving in with someone. But here's or selling real estate. Now, here's the thing. You've had Saturn in Pisces for a long time in your 8th house. You've been going through some major transformation the past few years, all right? And quite possibly a lot of energy around investments, investing for your future, building deepening relationships as well. It can be love, it can be career. And then Jupiter and Cancer in your 12th. And so there is just more spiritual energy. It's very, even like the 12th house, it's healing energy as well. So I like what's happening here. I like what's happening here for you. There's even things coming to the surface with everything that's happening. I mean, the 12th house is hidden matters, right? And then you have the 8th house, which is very psychological. And you're going deep. You're going really, really deep, especially with relationships for sure. Anyway, this Grand Water Trine is really more about connections and commitments and creative endeavors. So this is hitting home for everything that you've been going through. Remember, Venus is in Scorpio. She has an edge about, she's detriment. She has fangs right now, but she's happy. She's happy to be a part of this, okay? With Saturn. And they're building something really long lasting for you. Yeah? All right? And it can have to do with money and love. Those are the biggest things in creative projects. And then Jupiter obviously brings that optimism. He increases good fortune, luck with relationships, with finances. And you just had the Sun and Mercury activate this area in the Grand Water Trines last week. So they kind of like kept the seat warm for Venus. You're going to continue to see themes that I just talked about this week, but also, I mean, it's Venus. So you're going to feel a little bit more social. You're going to feel groovy. You're just going to know your passions, what you've invested your time and energy into has potential. You're going to see that. All right. For expansion, for the long term. Some of y'all are going to feel it instantly. And for a lot of y'all, it's this slow drip. Remember, these Grand Water Trines, a lot of it's like undercurrents, as I explained last week. But I mean, you've got Saturn in your 8th. And so it is a gradual process. Now, cross watchers, it's obviously the water sides. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces will feel it the most. If you have any planets 24 to 26 degrees in any of those signs, lucky you. Lucky you. Those planets are going to be aspected. You're going to feel it. Now, Thursday, November 27th. Oh, gobble, gobble. All right. You listen, Saturn's going direct. So it is a very heartfelt, nostalgic Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. But you are going to feel this rushing flow, right, of the Grand Water Trine. Very emotionally moving. And it's waking up Saturn. He hears the rushing, or the waterfalls right now. And he's waking up. And now that he's direct, he's turning to you, Leo, okay? He's looking at you like your grandpa who never smiles, and he says, Jessica, I got your back. That's what he's saying, all right? It's Saturn. He's the authority. He's Chronos. He's Father Time. And he just woke up. He's going to start making things happen for you. All right. And by the way, this is the day. We are T minus 90 days from the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Wow. I told you time is speeding up. 90 days away. No. It's happening February 20th. I'll leave that video then of this video. Remember, it hasn't happened in modern human history. No one's experienced it. We don't know what to expect because we haven't experienced, but we know based on patterns, historical patterns, what happens when it is at 0 degrees Aries. Yeah, the Aries vortex. It's a reset. It's the great reset. So that's what's happening here. That's what Saturn's preparing for. That's why he woke up. He's like, I got to get ready for my big show, February 20th, okay? So what does this mean? He's awake now. He's direct. And he expects you to be a completely changed person by then. A whole new person, yeah? You can no longer visit him with your lunchbox. A Scooby-Doo on it. That's what he is. He's all about your growth. Okay? Out with the old, in with the new. You know that. We've talked about this. You've had a peek of what your life is going to be like starting February 20th, 2026 and beyond. over this summer where you had that little window, that peak. So remember, Saturn's going direct and he makes you work hard. Wax on, wax off for your long-term gains. But he's connecting with Jupiter and Venus, two optimistic planets. He's no longer retrograde. You're going to spend this time really restructuring your life, setting boundaries, feeling devoted, disciplined, working with his rules. And to be honest, you may have felt a little lost when he was asleep because he builds bridges for you. And even though he is old, it's Saturn, right? He wears those sweater vests from the 1300s. He's karma. He's life lessons. You want to make him happy, all right? Especially now because he's with Neptune. He has the power to turn your dreams and your ideals to reality, all right? And the fact that he's in your 8th house, Leo, are you ready for this? Are you ready? Because what happened? Saturn moved into Pisces. March 2023, you've been going through some changes. You've had challenges, you've had tests, you've had limitations, you've had restrictions that you had to work with because Saturn tests you, okay? And you passed his test. Now, this is the final test, but it's a pop quiz. It's a check-in because you already went through the hard part. He wants to see the transformation you went through. He's in your 8th house of transformation. No other sign but you, Leo. All right? And especially, again, with love and relationships and money. And by the way, I did tell you last week, right? This is such a big time for you because not only do you have this happening, Saturn and the North Node and Neptune, in your 8th house, next year, I told you, the South Node's moving into your sign. Oh, you are changing. What are the chances that Jupiter's moving into your sign too? The time of the North Node. How about that? What an interesting year it's going to be. Anyway, Leo, you're going through some changes, all right? And your everyday activities, work, you're going to see some changes there too, all right? Big time. But you're going to be great. Now, Friday, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about the second spread, but we will have the moon conjunct the North Node. And Pisces, another fated event. And this is Pisces energy, by the way, right? This is what Jung called the collective unconscious. We all know that, right? But this is pretty interesting. Remember, Pisces is the end of the zodiac. There's something here. When you have the moon conjuncting the North Node, and it happens often, but with everything else that's happening this week, it's interesting. We'll talk about the second spread. There is, just expect some clarity. And pay attention to your dreams. Now, Saturday, November 29th, Mercury goes direct in Scorpio, 20 degrees. Here's your forward momentum. Here is your charge, because you got Saturn and Mercury direct now. They're no longer making you, walk into walls or walk in circles. Yeah, like The Walking Dead. There, you can go now. All right, that's 2 planets that are now direct. So you're going to start feeling that momentum. And like I said last week, a lot of themes that happen for you from October, they're going to resurface. Especially, again, just think October 20th and after. Actually, October 20th is when we had Mars conjunct Mercury in Scorpio. So there definitely was some activity there in home and family. And this day, I think that you're really going to love it because the moon moves into Aries, your fellow BFF fire sign. You're going to feel fired up. Break out the glow sticks. All right. You also have Venus opposite Uranus at 29 degrees. Yeah. Here's the thing. Okay. So, that 29 degrees is a critical degree, an erratic degree. And like I said, the reason why the moon conjuncting Pisces, or the North Node of Pisces, at this time, the 29 degree point, it's like a graduation. So there truly is something like ending here. Like Venus is leaving you a parting gift, okay? It's a surprise gift. She's with Uranus, a planet of surprises. And this is Venus in Scorpio, Uranus in Taurus. What did I say last week? This is the money axis, okay? Venus, ruler of the second, right? And then you've got Scorpio, or you've got Uranus. I'm sorry, you've got Taurus ruling the second house, and then you have Scorpio ruling the eighth. And remember, that's where your north node and south node is right now for you. So once again, Leo, you and Aquarius, to be honest, a lot of money stuff this week. All right. Money and finances. Venus is a planet of money as well. So there's something here. Uranus, again, is progress and breakthroughs. Sure. But Venus is in Scorpio. All right. She's wearing a leather jacket. She's extra naughty today, though. All right. She's wearing an eye patch, too. She's got some tricks up her sleeve. So just keep that in mind. Love, relationships, home, family, career. Remember, Uranus and Taurus is in your 10th house. So career stuff as well. There may be a little bit of unpredictable moments here, especially like your values. Okay? This is obviously going to have a big impact on you because this is fixed energy. Yeah? And with it being fixed energy, don't resist change. Uranus is all about change. He wants you to shake things up. Be the change. Be spontaneous. Do something different. Okay? You're going to be fine here. All right? As long as you're flexible. There's something here that just, it needs some breathing room. All right? And yes, all the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius will feel this the most. If you have planets 27 to 29 degrees in your chart, any of those signs, yeah. You're going to feel it. So the other thing is Venus will trine Neptune, which is great. That's all about music. That's compassion. It's visionary. It's romantic. So it kind of softens this opposition. I really do love this. And it brings a lot of creative energy. So again, there's something here with home. The big focus for you is home, your significant other, money, investments, joint bank accounts, and then a little bit of career. But it's all about you and your transformation. And then, by the way, Mars will conjunct Juno this day as well. That's big. That's big. A lot of you are getting married, by the way. Congratulations. Or it looks like a lot of y'all are maybe having kids too. That's great. We'll talk about in the second spread, but there is something here, like it could be like a marriage certificate. You're still signing something. It looks like you're signing something, but it could even just be like, it is your 5th house. So you could be signing up for, I don't know, dodgeball classes. But obviously something bigger. It's Juno, justice. She's Jupiter's wife. We'll talk about in the second spread. Anyway, definitely has to do with like relationships and things that bring you pleasure and joy. And it's Mars adding a lot of spirit. Let's get started, Leo. Let's see what is going on for you for the rest of November. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oh, yeah. You, Leo, are definitely going to love. By the way, on the 30th, on that Sunday, Venus does move into Sagittarius. I think you're going to really love that. Your BFF, fellow fire sign. But it's your 5th house. And you got Venus, a planet of love, in your 5th house of love. It's nice. 5th house is your house. I do a traditional occult cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to put clarifiers, Leo, you know that we will. Secondly, Leo, I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. You are the author of your story. You know that, right? Okay, let's do it. Oh, wow. Leo, I can't even begin. If you are a cross watcher, hello, who are you? It's coming up in everybody's spreads. Anyway, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. You're gonna do a lot of soul searching. You got the Empress. Yeah. Of course you have the Empress. You have Mars in Sag in your 5th. So when I said some of y'all having kids, there you go. Congratulations. Money stuff, congratulations. There could have been something really wonderful with these grand water trines. You can't forget that. You had that new moon last week too. Empress is all about creation. So it could even be a creative project. There's something with home, family. Yep. But it's the Empress. Love, relationships, passion, your passions. This is wonderful. This is really, really special. There's something, remember, fated, but also being created for you, or you're creating something, and it feels really good. You see the golden scepter that she holds? Anything she touches turns to gold. So if you haven't already, create, okay? Create your reality. This is amazing. You got the 10 of Wands in the heart ear spread. So looks like there is something here where it's almost like there's gonna be a little bit of we're gonna have to drop some of these wands. Yeah, with that 10 of Wands. 10 is the end. How funny. All right, that alignment of how I said the moon conjunct the North Node in Pisces, the end, right? And then everything else that's happening astrologically. So there's a knowing that you have. It's almost like you know it. When you've got that 8th house activated so strongly this week, 8th house, again, there's depth. It's limitless. It's very psychological. Speaking of Jung, right? Very psychological. And then you got Jupiter and Cancer in your 12th, which is very intuitive energy. It's like psychic energy. Yeah. You know something's coming to an end because it's too much. What I say about that burnout energy? Okay, let it go. We got to let it go. We can't hold on to it anymore. You already got all this abundance or news about something or something that you're passionate about. We got to make room. We got to make room for that. All right. And whatever this is, or that Empress, it still feels like there's it's this recognition of something that you have to leave in the past. All right. Use that South Node energy when Mars is going to square the South Node. That is your 2nd, which is all about like values anyway. Okay. So we got to make room. And it could also be something that you're really deeply passionate about that could be taking up so much of your time and energy. And so remember this week, all about your health as well as money, financial health. All right. Now you have the Emperor. And by the way, 10 of Wands, that is it's Saturn in Sagittarius. Yeah. So it is a Sagittarius card. You're 5th. It's almost like you're having a hard time having a good time because there's so much that you're taking on. Keep that in mind. The Emperor, all right, in your challenge area, you got the Empress and the Emperor. Who are you? Divine masculine, feminine. Here's the thing. You'll never, ever have that moment to know who you are, right? Learn what your karmic lesson is or your journey is if you don't know who you are, right? Emperor is all about mastery self. Or if you don't feel that confidence with moving forward into your future. Now, the other thing is, yes, there will likely be someone you do not see eye to eye with. The Emperor is, the father of tarot. So it could be a father figure, an authority figure as well. And it could be something work related with that Venus-Uranus opposition as well. Something that just comes up and you got a boss that says, oh, happy Thanksgiving. I need you to come in and work 18 hours today. You don't got no family, right? No. There's got to be something that surprises you and you're going to be like, oh, what? But seriously, you got to look at that. You got the 6 of Swords in your crown. Come on. Don't let this person put you in a certain situation, okay? But also do not ignore anything that you have to fix or heal, right? With this person, okay? That's just going to hold you back. And then you have that Six of Swords in your crown. You're ready to move forward. There's some heavy weight here, some heaviness in the heart of your spread. You got the Queen of Wands in the root of your spread. That's you. Yes, just very magnetic, charming. She's an entrepreneur, right? She's a businesswoman. Listen, you've got work stuff happening. And even with the moon in Capricorn, I mean, that's like no nonsense. But it's also, you've got all this fun energy. And so we got to let that out. Okay. And I feel like that is exactly what you're seeking, is like, you want to be, I mean, you're Leo, you have this spotlight, you have this stage. Look at the black cat here. She basically invented the law of attraction. She gets whatever she wants. That's the Queen of Wands. She's so regal as well. But that black cat, when I talk about the shadow side, she's in touch with her shadow side. That makes her confident. She uses it as her superpower. So when I talk about the shadow side, yeah, those parts of you that, the healing with Jupiter square Chiron, which can force you to heal old wounds. All right. But remember, Jupiter's protecting you. All right. Secondly, it's those parts of you that you don't want other people to see. It's those parts of you that you don't even want to confront. But look at what happens when you do. Like I said, it's your superpower. And so keep that in mind. This is going to really open things up for you. And you got the Hermit in your future. So there's still some things you got to think about. All right. A lot of it has to do with your future. And a lot of it has to do with money. And then a lot of it has to do with how you feel about you. Self-worth, self-value as well. Okay? We're going to go deep. We're going to go deep. And that's what you need. It's all about wisdom. That's Sagittarius energy. And so it's not, listen, it's your fifth house. So it's becoming wiser in the relationships that you're in the family space that you're in. True love. All right? All of that. And so it is a time for you to continue to do some introspection. Let's get to your stuff. And you come out all the wiser, right? With the hermit, the wizard, the wise man, the hermit in the cave. People trek for miles to get that sage advice, sage wisdom from the hermit. That's going to be you. Okay? But you got to go within. That light is inside you. All that knowledge, all that wisdom. All right? It is part of this maturation process. That's what's happening, especially with the Empress here. Empress is card 3. And it's all about maturation and growth and development and whatnot. So you're still going through this process, Leo. Yeah, my voice cracks. If you like this reading, it would be great if you subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on, Leo. I want to know. I mean, you've got a lot happening. And next year, wow, you have a lot that's going on for you. It's been 12 years. You're about to have the best. Well, you're about to have your luckiest year that you've had since 2014, 2015, Leo. All right, let's do this. Yeah. All right. You listen. Page of Swords. You need to see things in a new way. He's carrying so many wands. He can't even see where he's going. Yeah? He needs that little lantern to look into his future. What did I say? The light's inside you. It's inside you. Okay? You can only see so far with lantern light. What, 10 feet, 15 feet? You got to go with it. Okay? This is all, that's, look at that. He's ready to go. Speaking of man buns, right? So this is you with a new perspective, fresh new perspective, but that enthusiasm about it. So this is asking you to see something in a different way, in your way. And there may be something here where you need to say something, okay? Get it off your chest, get it off your shoulders. The other thing is that it just feels like there is something new that's happening. But when I say out with the old, in with the new, especially for you when you've got Saturn and the North Node and your 8th, that's death and rebirth. Like there's something here. But it starts with seeing something that you need to see. Like I said, from the beginning of the week with Mars squaring the nodes. Now, I say that because you also have the 7 of Cups in your external factors area, okay? That's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. He can't see. Look at this, all of that, right? They can see. They can see they're moving into the promised land. Okay? So you have it, but there's something still holding you back. Or you're refusing to see something that you need to see, and you got to see it. Seems like someone on your journey may not know either, and that may be holding you back. That could be the weight you're feeling. All right? And this card actually is attributed to Venus and Scorpio. 7 of Cups. So it might have to do with home and family, but it's cups. All right. So it can be anything here. That the cups are emotions and feelings, but also like love and intuition, wonderment. There's a lot of different offerings here. So it does feel like you've got to there's still a little bit of confusion. That 9 of Cups. Okay. That's what you want. All right. Complete satisfaction. Feeling that you've achieved something. There's something you've got an end game. You've got a goal, but you also have the 2 of Pentacles and your final outcome. So it looks like something with work, career, and money that may be a big thing, something on your mind. Maybe there's a boss that you're not seeing eye to eye with. Maybe there is a little bit of we still have to go within to figure out what we want for our future, and then you're gonna be fine. I just feel like there's something bottled up here. You want to look at the 2 of Pentacles, and that's the 2 of Pentacles, right? In your final outcome, it does look like he's the juggler, right? There's a little bit of imbalance, a little bit of indecisiveness, a little bit of just going along with it, right? So keep that in mind. Remember, some money's a thing for you. Finances. Yeah. And then you got the card of balance. How funny, right? Yeah. It really is just, there's a decision that you got to make, but you've got to be able to see. Again, you got to be able to see what it is, right? And that's being honest with yourself too. That's Venus and Scorpio. There's all that Scorpio energy. But that 8th house energy, you got to go deep. And then Temperance is Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is all about freedom. And it's your 5th house, your house, which is a lot of creative expression. But you've got an archangel in your final outcome saying you're going to be fine. There's a flow to everything. Okay? And just be in the moment. All right? If you're stressing about something, if you're not sure about something, if you're feeling extremities, extreme emotions or feelings or thoughts, this is saying you're going to be fine. You don't have to. Be in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Okay? And if you do feel a little, think about whatever your path is, whatever your goal is, right? Your legacy. You see the crowned sun here? You're going to get there. So think about how good it will feel when you do. Not if, but when. Okay? That's Temperance. You're going to be fine. But you do have to unload something. You got to unpack some things here. You're going to be the wizard. Leo, thanks so much. Oh, yeah. Next week we are doing December. Yeah. We have a new moon in Sagittarius that you're gonna. It feels like you're a lot of what you're going through, Leo. There is a big shift happening, and it feels like you're making more room for home, family, a lover, things like that, right? Maybe even more of your personal life, your private life, and adjusting to. It's almost like that's making you adjust to this your transformation as you move into that, even a creative project. Again, it feels like there's a shift that's happening, where it just, it feels like friendships and groups and social time, like parties, things like that, Burning Man, that's kind of on the back burner now for you, or it's gonna be, as you really hone in on these more personal things. Anyway, we what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, second spread, tier 3 members. You know where to find the link. We're gonna do the other half. This is the plan is we're gonna do the lunations, the planetoids, asteroids. We're talking about Ceres. We're talking about Mars conjuncting Juno in your 5th house. You're signing something. There's something here. We'll talk about it. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone is welcome to join. And if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. Leo, y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.